The Movie Bar Podcast.
Welcome to the Movie Bar Podcast. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Bar Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Justine.
I'm Billy.
How you guys doing this week?
Better than
Wonderful. Simply super.
Yes.
How about you, John? How are you?
I think allergies are kicking my ass. Something is.
Get some
But
Zyrtec.
we carry on. And, well, this is the episode before, so we should probably wish Hunter a happy 8th birthday, our mascot, even though he doesn't really do anything.
Hey,
you. Sure. Happy birthday, Hunter.
happy birthday, Hunter. We'll see you at the
James'
party.
birthday is the next day.
And happy birthday, James.
Yes, happy birthday. You got to tell me what he wants, Justin, so I can send him something out there.
Good luck. He has to tell me what he wants.
Oh,
He has to tell us what
hurry
he
up.
wants.
Hurry up. I need at least 2 days for Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
All right. A little bit of housekeeping.
Dabney Coleman, Emmy winner, star of 9 to 5, Tootsie, Beverly Hillbillies. Great man, great actor. Passed away at 92. That's ripe old age right there.
Yeah.
He always played a really good Weasley businessman. You'll
He
love
had
to
that-
hate him.
He had that show on Fox, too, in like the early 90s. What the hell was it?
Show your age, boy. Show your
Yeah.
age.
Yeah, I am because I can't remember it.
If
I
only
don't
there was
know.
only if there was a website we could go to.
Yes, hold on. Let me do that really quick.
So, Justin, you talked about how he always, one of you guys just talked about how he's always plays like a good, slimy, cheesy.
Businessman.
You notice there's certain actors that it's the
But they're
same
good at it.
role over and over again.
It's what the big stars try to avoid.
Yeah.
And typecast, but the guys are like, well, I'm not gonna be big action star or anything. I might as well get me a hook.
So I was listening to a podcast last week, and they were talking about Kurt Fuller. You know, the evil network executive from No Holds Barred, and
Yeah.
It was Drexel's class.
Mr.
class.
Drexel.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I do.
But
Mhm.
but they were talking how Kurt Fuller always played the same character, and
Yeah, Weasley shit.
yeah, some people are just good.
Except
at it,
for
I
in
guess.
well, not really in Wayne's World. He wasn't really Weasley.
Yeah, he wasn't a Weasley shit in Wayne's World, but he was still
He's kind of a
he's still Weaslly.
luckily a lovable kind of henchman dope kind of guy. I like
Well,
him.
now you can get a Kurt Fuller action figure in a suit.
Really?
Yeah, one of those off-brand wrestling companies is putting it out. It's supposed to be like the Elite line or whatever, but the legs don't move. But it's supposed to be from No Holds Barred. So
Does he call people jockasses?
I don't think it talks, Billy.
Oh, that's too bad.
But all right, trailers, new trailers. The final trailer for Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is being released on June 5th, 2024. What you guys think? Is this going to be a yay or a nay?
I'll watch it.
I
It
haven't
looks
watched
like
the last
fun.
one.
It's got to have explosions. Yeah, I have to watch this last one too. But yeah, I'll probably go see it.
I kind of
Yeah.
like the first one and the second one, but
I got nothing else to do now, so yeah, I'll go watch it.
Keep it up and you won't have a podcast either.
you could pick up more hours at the movie theater.
No, that'll screw with my unemployment.
Yeah, I know.
All right, next up we have Your Cordially Invited teaser, which comes out January 30th, 2025 on Amazon Prime. It looks funny. I mean, it's got Will Ferrell in it.
Will Ferrell's always pretty good.
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
Will Ferrell
nice,
sometimes
nice
is a hit or
different
miss.
pairing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Will Ferrell is hit or miss sometimes, but I can tell as long as all the jokes weren't in the trailer, this is going to be
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks funny.
That's often the
You know, if I look out on that dock and I don't see my daughter getting married, that bride's going in the water.
Mhm.
But yeah, hit or miss it, yay or nay.
I'll
Yeah.
probably watch it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's-
I mean, it's on Prime, so I don't have to go anywhere. So yeah, I'll watch it. Although they're gonna put ads on it. Goddamn ads. Stupid
Yeah.
Amazon ads. Oh, then we have Long Legs, which will be coming to theaters July 12th.
Mhm.
What kind of artsy fartsy to me?
I don't think so. I think it,
Well, the
it's
way
like a
the
good
trailer
kind of.
was cut together.
it can't be artsy fartsy because I'm interested in it.
Yeah, it seems kind of
Just get
like
that the
an
way they did the
interesting horror.
trailer and the.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks like it might have a few jump scares, but
Yeah.
I mean, the way horror movies are nowadays, this will fit. This will probably roll right in like the other ones, like Babadook and all that crap.
Amadok.
Yay or nay?
I'm not.
Yeah. Yay.
I'm on the fence. I got to see another trailer before I
Mhm.
commit to anything.
And we have. Apparently, this is already out, by the way. Die Hard 2. Die Hard. It's not on Prime yet. It's still on the Roku channel.
No,
Which
that's free.
Moving into movies I've watched, I did watch this today. But the problem with it being on Roku is it's in like 10-minute episodes or something
Oh,
like that, maybe 10, 15 minutes.
so
So
I think
kind
this
of
was
choppy, but when
so
it goes to Prime, they push it together and make a
Oh,
yeah.
Was
cohesive
there a
movie out of it.
was there a first Die Hard?
Yes. Yeah,
There was.
I watched it.
It
Yeah.
it
It's
was
on Prime.
a
I watched it.
something
While ago.
Roku bought. It was some app like Crackle or something.
Yeah, one of those stupid.
Uh,
I mean, it wasn't that one, but I know what you're talking about. It was like
yeah, the one that did the
10-minute
10-minute
shows.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Yeah.
But when it gets to Amazon, they chunk it into a movie. So
All right.
that's
No,
how
I'll
I
have to.
watch the first one.
I guess I'll have to watch the first one so I can watch this
First
one
one's
too.
good. The second one, it was pretty good. John Cena does great. John Cena fucking commits.
Oh, always.
There's one thing he does, he goddamn commits, and his part in this is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this one.
It took me a minute to realize that was John Cena.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
At first, I thought it was going to be The Rock, but
No, he did good. Other things I've watched. I made the horrible, horrible mistake of watching Madam Web. That movie was just a steaming pile. Somebody should have told them to act. Just saying. I also watched The Beekeeper.
I had a
I
feeling
like
you
that.
would.
Yes, that was
That was-
very good.
It
Now,
was.
I'll admit the story behind it, the whole beekeeper thing's a bit stupid. But I mean,
Explosions.
it's the basis for a movie where Jason Statham just beats the living shit out of everybody. So
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
Yeah,
And
that
I
fight-
like the message. The
Yeah.
message: don't fuck with the old people.
Yeah, that fight in the gas station, that was cool.
Yeah,
I
see,
like that.
that was one of my issues with the movie was that I don't think that like you would go from a person in that role like Jason Statham to that shows up. Like I don't even think that like a government would make that big of a fucking mistake. So,
Well, I haven't
don't
watched
know.
it
Give
yet,
them a
so
chance, and they will.
Yeah, we did Electron.
it's my goal this week. It's on my list to watch this week.
It's worth it.
Beekeeper?
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Came out on my
Uh,
birthday.
I did watch Firestarter. So good news there.
Hmm.
News there. I actually watched the funny thing, the Mark Twain Award for Kevin Hart on Netflix. That was a pretty good ceremony. Dave Chappelle was there, Chris Rock, a whole bunch of other people. It was pretty funny. Just thought it was entertaining.
That was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
All right, Billy,
There's
what
other
did you
tidbits of things, but nothing worth mentioning.
Billy, what did you watch this week?
All right. I started down a Tubi rabbit hole this week.
Because you've got the time.
I do. Yeah. So I started with Mother's Day, the remake. Well, you really can't call it a remake because the story's totally different from the
Are
original.
we talking
Troma
about the
movie.
one that I watched last week by Darren
Yes.
Lynn Bowser? Okay.
Yeah, with what's his name there? The guy from
That's
plays
right,
Crossbones in Captain America.
Frank Grillo.
Grillo, yeah, that one. I really
I heard
like
he's
this
an
one.
asshole.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it
You
was a
keep
good
saying
movie.
that. You have a personal grudge against him.
Don't
Yeah.
fuck with my peoples. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, and then after that, I watched Intruders, which was kind of interesting. You know, it was about the girl who hasn't left her house and her brother dies and people break in during the funeral, and it turns out she's batshit crazy. Surprise!
Probably.
Yeah,
Most women
she-
are.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. All
It was
right, and this has been the last episode of the Movie Bar Podcast.
Yeah. No, but I liked it. It was interesting. It's got what's it there? Macaulay Culkin's brother in it. Yeah, he's one of the guys. And
Really?
yeah, the guy who played Bill in Freaks and Geeks, Martin Starr, he's in it too. He
I know
plays
who
one
you're
of the
talking about.
Freakins. Yeah. He was in the Spider-Man movies as the teacher with the beard. Yeah. Then after that, I watched The Collector, which I thought was pretty good with the the traps and everything. Some interesting kills there. And I followed that up with The Collection, Part 2.
I am
Which
so pissed.
Why?
They literally wrote the script, got green light, and were shooting and got shut down during COVID.
Oh, the
of
third one,
movie,
yes.
The Collected.
Yes, I want to.
And
They
now
still say
it's never
they didn't say, don't say never. There's still a chance. Small chance.
I doubt it.
Yeah, but I like the guy, the main character there. The guy who plays he plays Pilgrim in the Punisher TV show on Netflix. I liked him. He was good. Next up was Absolutely Anything, which is a silly comedy with Simon Pegg, Kate Beckinsale, and it's got the voices of all the remaining members of Monty Python playing these alien superior beings. And I think it's also one of Robin Williams' last roles where he plays the voice of the dog. But basically, Simon Pegg can wave his hand and anything he says happens. Because they're trying to debate if humanity's worth saving. That was all right. Then we have Airplane, classic. Watch that again.
I believe
Overlord.
we covered that, didn't we? We covered that once, right, Justin?
You should have. Better have. I watched Overlord, then one about the Nazis creating the army of the undead. Pretty violent. It was good. Explosions, once again. Loved it. Went to the theater, saw If, new Ryan Reynolds.
How was it?
Sad.
Sad.
It is a surprise. It was funny, but there was also a lot of sad parts. Choked me up a couple times. Yep.
Did you have an imaginary friend growing up, Billy?
No.
Justin?
I didn't have any friends.
He had only imaginary friends.
I couldn't even get them to like me.
I
Yeah,
believe
No.
it.
yeah, it wasn't bad. It does deal with losing a parent, so just be forewarned if you take little kids. Next up, I watched Laid to Rest, which is a pretty decent low budget slasher. If you've seen it,
We've watched it.
Another one that was supposed to have a third one.
third one, yeah, I'm gonna watch the second one probably this week. And finally, Firestarter. Yeah.
Okay, so we covered Laid to Rest on episode 55.
Yeah.
That's before me, but that's okay.
Billy, you're only like 6 episodes in, so
I know.
I know we did Airplane. I just can't remember when. And that website that Roku bought was Quibi.
Quibi, yeah. All right.
All right. So I continued my Nightmare on Elm Street series with a Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, a Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, a Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Then I watched A History of Violence with Maria Bello. And you ever seen that, Billy? I think you would like that.
No, it's on my list of things to watch, though.
Yeah, you should check that out. I know Justin's watched it. I'm sure we watched it together. I watched Dane Cook's, and yeah, we did.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
That's the one where the guy moves to a small town, runs a diner, and he's changed his name and all that.
Fucking descriptive. That's like 5 goddamn movies.
No,
I haven't seen that one. I know who's in it. I haven't seen it.
Well, you should watch it too. You'd probably like it too. And then I watched Dane Cook's Employee of the Month with Jessica Simpson and Dax Shepard. That movie made me laugh. I finally sat down and watched Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
I kind of figured it'd be pretty terrible.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Then I watched
At least give him points for being original.
Yeah. Then I watched Firestarter. I watched The Toxic Avenger, Disturbia, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Daddy Daycare, Firestarter. That's right, I watched the remake too. Summer Rental, The Way, Way Back, and I even went to the movies and saw The Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah, I forgot one. I watched No Escape with Ray Liotta.
Is that the one with
for a while.
Owen Wilson?
No.
Oh, okay.
God damn it. No, and that's why I've been looking for that movie so long, because each time I see the goddamn title, it's fucking Owen Wilson one, and I'm like, no, that's not No Escape. That's not the movie I want. See Ray Liotta fuck some people up.
Well,
I found it.
But yeah,
on Amazon.
Strangers Chapter 1. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Better than the original?
It's basically the original remade with a few changes.
Like the people aren't so stupid? Or are they still stupid?
People have to be stupid. You know, it doesn't happen.
I mean, like the original, they're at this house because they're going away. Well, this one, it's a couple driving cross country, and they pull into a diner to get food, and they come out and their car won't start, and they think the mechanic is like fucking setting them up and shit. Well, at least the boyfriend does. But it's good. Definitely worth a check out.
And remember who you're asking to judge about people being stupid.
Your brother.
And that was a warning for him.
Well, why do I put up with this? Why? I could be in bed, fast asleep, don't have to do anything in the morning. I don't know.
You came to me.
I like the one that fucking started it all isn't even fucking here anymore. That's right, Kyle. Calling you out.
Leave Kyle alone.
Fuck
He's
Kyle.
a busy young man.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Hey.
Not a busy young man.
Language.
Well, anyways, now it's time for our feature presentation this week.
Charlie McGee is a healthy 8-year-old girl, normal in every way,
Charlie, now watch what you're doing.
but one.
Did she do that?
What are you gonna do with her? I'll bring her here, so you can do all your tests. Then you give her to me.
Charlie has the power.
Do something bad? Will you still love me?
She can set things on fire
Something's happening in there.
with just a glance. It is a power she does not want.
Stick with him.
Daddy, I'm scared.
So am I, honey.
A power she cannot control.
Back up.
And each night, she prays to be just like every other child.
We haven't got her yet. We'll have her.
But there are those who will do everything in their power to find her, to control her,
Charlie!
and maybe destroy her.
Charlie!
Come to me, Charlie.
Go! You're gonna have to burn it down, honey. Burn it all down.
Charlie McGee is Stephen King's Firestarter. Will she have the power to survive?
We are covering Firestarter. As used, Andy McGee and his future wife Vicky participated in secret experiments, allowing them to be subjected to mysterious medical tests. Years later, the couple's daughter Charlie begins to exhibit the ability of setting fires solely with her mind. The vital talent makes the youngster extremely dangerous, and she soon becomes the target of an enigmatic agency known as, quote-unquote, the Shop.
Release date, May 11th, 1984 in the United States. Director, Mark L. Lester. This was adapted from the Stephen King novels Firestarter. It was a sequel, Firestarter Rekindled. Box office did $17.1 million in the U.S. and Canada, $18.9 million worldwide rentals. Distributed by Universal Pictures. Rating R. Runtime 1 hour, 54 minutes. Currently streaming on Netflix as well as for purchase on all streaming sites.
Our cast characters: David Keith as Andrew McGee, Drew Barrymore as Charlie McGee, Freddie Jones as Dr. Joseph Wanless, Heather Locklear as Vicky Tomlinson McGee, Martin Sheen as Captain James Hollister, George C. Scott as John Rainbird, Art Carney as Irv Manders, Louise Fletcher as Norma Manders, and Moses Gunn as Dr. Pincho.
Okay.
Rolly.
That opening intro to that movie was so 80s. It was giving me Lethal Weapon vibes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was made in
It was.
1983, 84, so.
I know. But
They had a thing.
When you go back and watch it, it's like all I could think about was I think it was Lethal Weapon 3 or 4.
Well, 3 was the one with the fire.
Yeah, then 3.
Oh, and the 3, yeah.
And I love that intro. I don't know why. It just really stuck out to me.
The
all right.
song, music.
So let's talk about little Charlie McGee. That is one child I would not want to fuck with.
Nope.
I mean,
Not
she
at
loves
all.
her parents, and you see what she did to them.
Yeah. Well, she didn't do anything to her dad.
Yeah,
Her
but
mother, I mean, it was oven mitts.
doesn't
Still
matter.
learning control. It
Fucking
wasn't her
crazy.
fault.
She's setting the toast on fire. I mean, damn.
Because dad wanted him to.
I know.
Well,
Trying to teach
I
him.
mean, to be fair, at least, they got taken out when she was young, because if they made it to when she got to be a teenager, shit done. You just stop her from going out to see her friends one time, and that house is down.
But yeah. So obviously that would be a cool little thing to have, just set shit on fire. My yard would be done like that. It'd be burned, but I don't like you. Your house is on fire. I don't know what happened.
House. Person. Oof. Just spontaneously combust. I don't know what happened. She's standing
I
there.
don't want to work. Van's on fire. Mail's on fire. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
All right, so let's talk about our dad, Andrew McGee. His little ability to change people's minds.
Control people's mind. And he also can do like some sort of like he can like manipulate other things with his mind too, like the payphone.
Mhm.
Like when he handed that dude $1, I was like, I'm giving you $500. You're gonna drive us to the airport.
I felt kind of bad for that guy.
Still
Well, wait till
be a
he
neat
goes to
trick.
wait till he fucking goes to pay for something. But yeah, and then his nose bleeds. I think in the remake it was his eyes would bleed.
Really?
Zac Efron played the father in the remake.
That's a silly change.
Yeah, I think it was more dramatic, like for more dramatic effect, like with the eyes. And of course, the mom, Vicky McGee. What her thing was, she could foresee the future. I think.
I don't
can't-
honestly
I'm
remember.
drawing. Yeah,
She died too early in the movie for me to remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like I like the scene in the airport when the military guy's like, well, it's not really gonna work out, and
Yeah.
she sets his fucking boots on fire.
Wonder how many times your ass would have been lit on fire at the goddamn airport. Oh no, really? Oh, I'll be back.
Yeah. And then he's standing in the toilet, and the cop's like, come on out with your hands up.
Can't put my boots
You
on
put me
first.
first.
So the overall concept of this movie, focusing on Charlie and her dad on the run from the shop.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys? Just reading the synopsis alone, what would you guys thinking?
I read the book.
Yeah.
Okay, so reading
Long time ago.
Yeah, I mean a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah, I probably couldn't differentiate between the book and the movie, but now it's so long ago. But this was actually my first time watching the movie, and
Oh, really?
yeah, I've never watched it before. I've
So-
seen like bits and pieces, but I never watched it.
I don't honestly don't
through.
think I've ever watched it either.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
reading
but I
the
was
book
entertained.
and then remembering bits and pieces, did the movie live up to the expectations that you guys expected?
I mean,
I didn't have any expectations really.
I
So,
didn't really, other
yeah.
than it was early 80s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my expectations were kind of low anyway. But I mean, it's a book to a movie. There's gonna be changes. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be 100% anyway. But I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it was terribly off. Changing things from like the nosebleed to an eye bleed would be a bit of a jump. But
Yeah, so I watched the remake first before I watched the original.
you read it better with ears, eyes.
Yeah, and so it kind of like gave me a sense of what to expect, but I knew there was going to be. I mean, there wasn't really much that was different, except the remake was more advanced than it was back in the 80s. And
I don't know, those fucking balls of fire. were pretty
Yeah, those
fucking cool.
fireballs are awesome.
But actually, a little fact about the movie in the book: a few years before she was cast in the film, a 6-year-old Drew Barrymore's mother thought that Drew resembled the girl on the Source's novels paperback dust jacket. That's a little thing that comes on the book for people that don't know. Drew once said, my mom had seen this book at the grocery store with a picture of a little girl in it. She said, geez, this kind of looks like you. She said it was okay if I bought it, and so I did. When I read it, I came into the kitchen where my mom was making dinner and said, I'm Firestarter. I'm Charlie McGee. But she didn't know what I was talking about. So she kind of, much like her character in the movie, could tell like when the guys were coming down the dirt road at the farm, she was able to predict her future. But
yeah, I mean, And everyone could see them coming towards the farm as soon as, they show the agents seeing them driving down the truck down the highway. And once he said, "Oh yeah, we'll stop for lunch." Okay, yeah, why not? What bad could happen then?
Something
The old
bad
man.
happened.
Yeah. Well, guy got shot, grazed in the arm, but still.
Seemed fine at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, still, you got shot. Well, we
I don't
kind of put a damper on my day.
If I was that old lady at the end, I still would have been like, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't need this shit again." He's old. He can only get shot so many times.
But I mean, that was pretty cool when she was like setting the guys on
fire and blowing up the cars. Yeah, I like that.
So in a 2010 interview, director Mark Lester confirmed that this was the most difficult film he's ever made. He said that was all practical effects. The fireballs you see, that's not CGI. Back then, we actually created fireballs that would fly through the air on a wire and could crash into buildings. We had people on fire that were on trampolines that had to flip through the air. It was very dangerous. All the effects were done right on set, and it was a pretty intense thing to do then.
Must have been a good time to be
a stuntman.
Stuntman.
Yep.
You got a lot of money getting set on fire.
Yeah.
So, so obviously being picked up by the old man, going back to the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And
family dinner.
Little family dinner, and
Charlie screws up the lie.
Yeah, that's how Mom used to do it. What?
Used to? Excuse me?
But she's definitely an angry child at times.
Well,
she has unresolved anger issues. Like when they were putting the food, when they go to the cabin and they're putting the food in the box, and she wants to carry it or something, and he says no, and she fucking flips her lid.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
You set your mother's oven mitts on fire. I ain't fucking with you. You got control. Whatever you want.
You are in charge.
You are my princess. I will buy you whatever you want. I don't care. If I have to rob a bank, I will buy you what you want. A horsey? I'll get you a horse. Just do not set me on fire.
He wouldn't have to. He could just use his mind powers to make sure the workers didn't see anything and just walk right out with it.
Yeah, that's true. But man, why did they have to kill the postman? Man, that hurts.
Well, it was either them or him. So they chose him.
He didn't do anything.
Hey, back then, post officers,
Yeah. Well, that was before the whole postal thing.
Fucking nowadays. Fuck that shit.
So crazy.
Well, no, because back then, most of them were like Vietnam veterans.
Yeah.
Just come back from Vietnam and
Charlie in the trees.
Yeah.
So let's talk about while they're leaving the cabin, and homeboy is up in a tree with a rigging belt or whatever, and his eye was way too far away from the fucking scope.
Yeah.
It was better than the people who put it right up on it.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
But people who don't hold it right.
I mean, he got a clear shot. He got her.
That was George C. Scott. He played Patton. I'm sure he knew how to fire a gun. Because America.
Okay, so let's talk about George C. Scott here for a minute.
Wonderful.
Jumping around in scenes with a fucking eye patch.
He sure as shit didn't look Indian.
No.
Sorry, Native American.
Yes, thank you. But so he does wear an eye patch over his left eye during the final half hour of the film, which was due to an infection caused by the contact lens.
But he doesn't wear it all the time because I think they shot
There was a couple times where it was there and then it wasn't, and it was there and then it wasn't.
Yeah, like fucking tough it out, damn.
Oh,
but
you don't fuck around with an infection in your eye. You don't tough that shit out. I'd rather fucking see. I'm sure the studio was like, we need to make sure he can see, because if not, they stand to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's, like you said, he played Patton.
So obviously he gets the nice little trachea shot on Charlie and then shoots the father in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden the fucking radiation suit men are coming out from fucking behind trees and out of bushes, and it was like
it works.
fucking something out of E.T. Like,
Well, yeah.
It's how government agencies work.
Hey, they didn't want to get burnt. Those suits for like high heat.
Didn't help.
I'm more amazed that they were able to hide, and then all of a sudden they just come fucking from behind the tree, up over the bush.
They were awfully
popping
shiny.
up.
Yeah. Like you think you would have seen something like.
They were masters of disguise.
So obviously they bring them back to the shop.
Yep.
Did anybody else find it a little disturbing when the guy brings her the hot cocoa and then takes a sip out of it to prove to her that there's nothing in it?
Yeah, that's just disgusted me. I would I'm definitely not drinking that now.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I don't need
he's government.
Martin
That's what
Sheen's
he's gonna think
backwash.
I have known you two for most of my life, and I still wouldn't drink out of the same fucking cup as either one of you. I'm not going to drink out of the cup of a fucking stranger I don't know. Like,
John, feelings mutual.
Like,
you don't want the mouth herpes?
Very smart little girl to say no. I like that. She's very smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when the power goes out, and I believe his name was John
Redbeard.
Rainbird.
Rainbird. Something like that.
If he was Native American, he sure was afraid of fucking the dark.
Yeah. Well, he explained why.
No, he was a good actor. It was an act, John.
He was trying to build trust with
the girl, so she would.
I didn't pick up on that. I didn't pick up on that. My bad.
Really? It was a huge fucking subplot. How he was going to take the girl.
I knew he was trying.
He was going to do it.
I knew he was trying to build trust with her, but I didn't think that was part of it.
Why wouldn't you?
Really?
It
you
was
thought
to show he was vulnerable.
Master assassin who's walking around shooting people was in the fucking trach with a goddamn dart, and you're like, oh, he's just scared of the dark. That's not an act. He's scared shitless of the dark.
Yeah, or when he snuck into the doctor's house and just karate chop him right across the bridge of his nose.
Well, he fooled me. I'll give you that.
Oh, so it did work on the little kids.
The what? No, I wouldn't have drinking out of the cup, but fucking, he fooled me.
If John Rainbird would have had himself a John.
But so
I'll follow you anyway, Mr. Rainbird. You're scared of the dark. You'd be sitting there singing the Thunder Buddy song with him. Fuck you, Thunder!
So they're running. Oh, Justin fucking froze again. Another.
That's a good one. Hey, Justin, you still there?
I'm moving.
Well, you're frozen on our screen.
Cool.
It's another flattering photo of you.
Let me know when I unfreeze.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
So, they're trying to film her setting shit on fire. And they have the tray of
wood,
and she sets it on fire, and they're all like, yeah, we got it on video. And then she sets the tub on fire. She tries to control it, which eventually she does. But they take her out to the stable where she's going to meet her father.
Well, yeah, because Daddy there was, not taking his meds, so he was able to get the jump on old Captain there.
Yeah.
Got his power back.
And
manipulated his mind.
Yeah. Got his hooks in him.
You also have John up in the loft of the.
Yeah, because once Martin Sheen goes and tells Charlie the plan, she immediately goes to John and tells her everything.
Because she trusted him. Because he was afraid of the dark.
I know.
Well, after shooting her father, he tries to get her to go with him. John, referring to John.
Mm-hmm.
And
man, did he get what he deserved.
Yes, the father tells him to fall off of the loft, which he does.
Which he does. And then he shoots him.
Yeah.
John shoots Daddy right in the throat.
And tries to shoot Charlie, but Charlie explodes the bullet with fire, which was fucking awesome.
Yes.
How the hell they did that?
Special effects.
Practical special effects.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Norma Manders rescue Charlie and go to the New York Times. Tell this story.
Yep. Well, you missed the whole, she did save the horsies.
Oh, yes. And she sets the barn on fire and the horsies
blows everything up.
And just goes on a goddamn rampage.
Yeah. Oh,
hey,
great.
Well, Daddy told her,
the best
burn
part
it
of the
down.
movie.
Burn it down.
Yep. And she did.
Should have let her have the nap.
Yep.
Yeah. So, end credits. Obviously, as we've alluded to, there was a remake. Firestarter came out in 2022, directed by Keith Thomas. The film stars Zac Efron, Ryan Kiera Armstrong, Sidney Lemon, Kurtwood Smith, and John Beasley in his final film role, Michael Greyeyes, and Gloria Rubin. It was produced by Jason Blum of Blumhouse Films. It was an okay. I think the original was a little better. But effects-wise, it was definitely the original. This film was originally going to be directed by John Carpenter and Bill Lancaster, who wrote the screenplay for The Thing in 1982, even wrote a draft for this film. But according to Carpenter, Universal executives removed both of them from the project in the wake of the box office and critical drabbling they received for The Thing. Carpenter had reportedly talked to Derwin Jostin about taking on the role of John Rainbird, which was ultimately played by George C. Scott. 38 years later, Carpenter, along with his son Cody Carpenter and frequent collaborator Daniel Davies, who would be brought on to compose the score for the Firestarter remake.
I bet you Universal's kicking themselves right now over that. Because The Thing was originally a box office dud, and it's probably considered one of the greatest sci-fi horror movies of all time now.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes back to our text conversation earlier, Justin, that you started about how back in the day they used to be punished when movies would flop. They'd take shit away, whatever they were scheduled next to do.
Yeah, I'm still shocked anybody from Madam Web got work within the year.
You're not lined up to go see Dakota Fanning's next movie?
No. Because you know what? She's just going to play Dakota Fanning. The biggest lack in that movie was acting. I get that it was a green screen, but you're actors. That's literally your job. Anyway.
So let's talk about the length. It was about 1 hour and 54 minutes.
It was a little draggy for me.
Yeah.
I found myself doing other things at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I think an hour 30 would have been prime spot for this.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it was a little long.
Got out a little bit of the at the sharp stuff.
Okay. Let me see how long the remake was. The Firestarter remake was
hour and 45 is my guess.
An hour 34,
That's close.
which it basically told the same story, but just the
They
mother's
sped it
killed.
up.
Yeah, the mother's killed off. There's no scene of them being chased through fucking downtown, wherever the hell they were. But do you think they could have made a sequel off of this movie?
They did.
Well, they did.
They did.
Yeah,
think so.
you mentioned it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When did that come out? I missed that.
I never heard of it. This is the first time I've heard of the sequel.
I'm sure it was a direct-to-DVD thing in the 90s.
Probably.
Or even late 80s.
2002.
Oh, shit.
2 hours and 48 minutes.
I'm sure it was shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see who was in it.
Drew Barrymore.
A young woman who has the ability to stop fires with her minds must now face the trauma of her childhood by battling with a group of very talented children and their crew leader, John Rainbird. Oh, so it was...
How did he live?
Yeah, he got blown the fuck up.
He was a crispy critter.
Oh, here we go. Marguerite Morrow played Charlie. Dennis Hopper played James Richardson. Malcolm McDowell played John Rainbird. Those are the only big names.
Also, not Native American.
Very British.
But it appears to have been a two-part movie.
Yeah.
Which is probably good because I'd fucking lose my mind.
What was this one? Was it made for sci-fi?
Probably made.
It doesn't say.
Willing to bet.
It doesn't say. It was a TV miniseries.
Sounds about right.
It was Firestarter Rekindled, which was later retitled Firestarter 2 Rekindled for home video. A two-part miniseries. It serves as a sequel to the 94 adaptation. It was sci-fi. It debuted on Sci-Fi Pictures on Sci-Fi Channel over 2 nights in March of 2002.
Good old sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah, never heard of it.
I mean, Dennis Hopper, Malcolm McDowell, it can't be too terrible aside from the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
So.
Let's move on to ratings, I guess.
Well, first, do we recommend this movie?
Sure.
Yeah, it's worth a watch, I guess.
Yeah.
I like the fire.
Fire.
Okay, go ahead. Hit us with the ratings, Justin.
I'll give it 3. How about y'all?
I was going like 2.25, 2.5. I'll give it 2.5. It's average.
I gave it a 3.
Just like the fire.
So
Fire's good. IMDb went 6.1. Rotten Tomatoes 53. Letterboxd 2.9. And next week, with John's pick, we will be covering the 40th anniversary of Hard Bodies, which I have no fucking idea what it is about. Starring Teal Roberts, Grant Kramer, and fuck me, Michael Rappaport. I fucking hate him.
Are you sure it's Michael Rappaport? Because I know that's something that has Courtney Gaines in it, playing the redhead. Are you sure it's Michael Rappaport?
Yes.
Written as such, I fucking hate him. I just think he's terrible and he's a fucking idiot.
I know how you always get us gingers confused there, John.
No, it's Michael Rappaport.
All right, this was one of those 80s like sex comedies, right?
Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll be able to talk John out of it.
Yeah.
If you guys have a better suggestion, we'll do this right here. But that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Before we go, find us on the iTunes, the Spotify, the Amazon Podcast, the Googly Podcast, and wherever you're listening to this right now.
And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation. You can find us on X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at movie_bar_pod, and at the Movie Bar Podcast on Facebook.
Should call it what it is, just a dumpster fire.
It is a dumpster fire. Oh my God.
Hey, it's keeping me up to date on this trial. Until next time, keep the popcorn popping and the rails rolling, and we will catch you next week on the Movie Bar Podcast.
Beep.
Yay.